everyone! And because Drew's a wrestling fan, we're live, kid! Yeah, get in there! Hello, everyone! Welcome to Creators of the Doughnut Table. Atomic looks decent now, because about 20 minutes ago, your camera looked like absolute trash, but all has been resolved. Lady Doll, all of your music problems, that's your issue, not mine. Believe it or not, I've been really down in energy today, but all of a sudden now, yay, I'm back! Hi everyone, how are we? Welcome to Creators of the Doughnut Table, as today we are talking about our good old friend, anxiety. Yay. It's gonna be a fun one. Anyway, let's get into our panelist for the evening. Let's first of all welcome back a regular of ours. We all love her, we all missed her, she made the box better. It's Atomic Moonchild!
Hi everyone.
What do?
I'm alright, I'm not too bad.
It's alright, I've known you now best part nearly a year. No, over a year now. Nearly a year. And every time you go, I'm alright. Your accent is never boring. I never tire of your accent. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Just is what it is, isn't it?
Anyway, and we move on to our beloved guest, the guest I've been waiting since February, March, to get on. No, remember CCM?
Wait, excuse me, hang on.
Hang on.
Do what?
Chili Bean. Tomic, remember CCM?
Yeah.
I think that was April.
When was CCM? Yeah.
No, I've always said you remember CC.
No,
Well, it could have been March.
Oh, for God's sake, you make me go on bloody Twitter now.
I think it were March. I think it was March.
March or April.
It wasn't April because I was in the Cotswolds for April. It's going to be March.
April, we did the MCR.
Right, March. I've been waiting to get this guest on since March. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, D-Generation X present Drew Nightmare!
Hello. How are you?
That was my question. How are you?
Oh, okay, I think. I'm alive.
Hey, you went off the ball. Right, we are going to address a big elephant in the room before we start, everyone. And Atomic has, really annoyingly, got the same t-shirt on as me, as Lady Doll has noted. So, for the first time ever, I'm going to do a last-minute change because I can't be having this.
Okay. And he's walked off screen. Great.
Good, because I weren't fucking changing.
Oh. There we go. That's better.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, well,
What are you doing, mate?
Look, for the past few weeks, I've been looking like the guest, putting my hat on backwards. No one's wearing a hat today, so I don't want to look like the northern one.
This is audacious. This is very audacious.
I don't know what audacious means. Can someone please
Get a
tell?
dictionary.
The worst thing is I don't know how to spell it either, so now I'm going to have to copy, go into Google Chrome, open up another tab, Google, paste. A series showing a willingness to take surprisingly bold risks, or showing an impudent lack of respect.
Audacious. I mean, there we go. I mean...
Yeah.
There we go then. You've been fulfilled, everyone. Anyway, so as we say, we are discussing the world of anxiety and the way that it influences us all. So we are going to encourage everyone in the chat, if you have any moments of anxiety or how it helps you or maybe not help you in your creative journey, we would like to hear it in the chat. But first of all, let's get this out of the way. Drew, for the people who may not know, who may not know you, and if you don't, why don't you? Because Drew has influenced at least one major part of my content. Please tell us who you are.
I can gladly do that. My name is Drew, or aka Drew Nightmare. I am a content creator here on Twitch. I usually do pro wrestling related content with a universe called KVW. Not sure if people know of it, but it is something that I started doing around about last year in April, I want to say. And but we do a whole variety of things. We've been playing clear, obscure, and horror games and all that stuff. We have a good time. We have a good laugh. A lot of wheezies, as some people in the community like to call them, where I basically laugh in hysterics so much that I cannot breathe. And it can be a good laugh, and sometimes it makes me cry. A lot of a lot of treasured wheezies and flops indeed. But yeah, it's a good time over there. So if you haven't seen anything of mine, head on over. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. And if you are, then I'm sorry, I guess.
Now, see, that's very different because normally I say, sure, I'm sure if you come over to my channel, you will be disappointed. And if you're not, bonus.
There we go.
And if you ever
Sorry
go...
for the long tangent there, by the way.
It's fine. Some people are just like, I don't want to do a promo of myself. I'm like, yeah, who are you? And they're like, I'm so-and-so.
Yeah.
Sick happy days. But if you go over to Atomic's page and follow her, then you probably won't be disappointed at all because she does really well and it annoys me that she does so well.
I don't. I just have a good time. That's all it's about.
What was... Right, Atomic, the one thing I do need to address real quick. This is, by the way, everyone, this is not a schedule. It's just me talking to Atomic now. When you streamed the other day, did you stream a cat camera?
Yeah, I showed the cat cam.
Why?
I couldn't be bothered being on camera myself, so I just had the cat's arse there half at times.
You should have said that as I was drinking my Dr. Pepper then. Okay, so we are talking the world of anxiety. So the genesis of this happens as where most good ideas start, at a bar with me and Mr. Nightmare himself. First of all, I will say the history between me and Drew, because if you haven't worked out, Drew is Welsh as well. Would it be the first time? Basically, it was Newport. Yeah. So Newport would have been the first time I would have met Drew Nightmare. And I was there with Player Ammo because I am sponsored by them. So I was helping out and it was a lovely time. And I happened to walk past Drew, which was the first time I met him. First of all,
I can't believe you're telling this story first.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
First of all, I was like, bloody hell, Drew Nightmare, because he's really tall. And then but you know what, like, because of, here we go, getting into topic already, because of anxiety, I was like, I'm not just going to walk up to him and be like, oh yeah, do you know me? Because if he didn't, then it's a bit bloody awkward then. So I avoided it. But I kind of knew it was him. To the point where he knew it was me, came over to the Player Ammo table, looked at me, and didn't know it was me.
Right. So, let me just say something here, right?
Go for it.
So, so I went up to this table, and I was like, you had one of those faces. I went up to, and I was like, I swear I know you from somewhere, but I can't pinpoint where I know you from, right? So, but I didn't want to be that guy and ask, like, do I know you? And I mean, to be fair, in my defense, you didn't ask me who I was, so I mean, you know,
fair.
You should have been like, oh, you're right, Drew, and then I would be like, oh, you know my online name. maybe I can distinguish here, but no, we just kind of. I don't know, LARPed, I guess, since we're at Comic-Con, that we didn't know each other. I had an inkling of who you were, and then it kind of dawned on me that, hang on. What's that? What's that? What's that quack? I don't know. Maybe. And I got a bit embarrassed, and then we were later like, I went onto your stream, I was like, we were Comic-Con recently, and you were like, yeah. Yes, I was. And yeah, so that was our first run in person. Um, completely forgot about that.
I didn't. And then the other two times we met was at Cardiff Creator Meetup.
Yes,
And then it was
community meetup.
it. Aye, that's the one. And then it was at, like I say, at the last one, at the bar in Tramshed. God, I forgot what it was called then. At the Tramshed, where me and you were talking, and then I said, "Oh, would you ever fancy being on it?" You were like, "Oh, yes, I have lots of Tuesdays off." And then we started talking about. I was like, "Oh, what would you want to talk about?" And then you brought up the word.
You
Well,
sorry to
oh.
interrupt you. You missed a key point of this conversation. I actually came up to you and I was like, and to be fair, this was kind of Drew in his big ego trip mode. I was like, when you get me on the podcast, then. That's how the conversation started. I was sort of like, I was just kind of like, oh, fuck it. No one's put me on their podcast. I may as well just start injecting myself in. So, right, hang on, I've got a bone to pick with you. When am I getting on this donut table then? And that's how basically it started. I was like, you know what?
Do you know what? Right?
No one's asking me to go on their podcasts anymore.
Why don't people do blah, 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 blah. Why? Right, Atomic. First question too, because you're sitting there trying to think you're getting away with this. You know, why don't people do podcasts no more?
Lots of people are doing podcasts.
All right, then why me and Drew and you not getting invited?
I have enough on my hands with you lot.
Every other
Do
Tuesday.
you know how messy Lofty makes that box?
Well, God knows.
Takes my entire time off cleaning it back up. Don't get rest.
The seriousness in your voice is like it's like a little naughty boy in his room, and you're just like, "Oh yeah, it's Paul again. I'm gonna kill him when I see him next." Oh, the what?
And he messed up the new blanket in there.
Oh no,
I don't know what he put on it.
Well, it's just. Hello, is there a jet? What is that? Is that a fan? Atomic.
What?
There was a massive. Did anyone else hear that then, or was it just me?
I heard that then as well.
It sounded like a jet engine was starting to take off then. Ooh, look. Oh.
What did you do?
Might have been just one of your fans.
I've no idea then.
It's fine. Yeah, there we go. It's not just me. Hello, Clay and
go.
Alison. Hello. Welcome on in. Yeah, so that is where it's all started. So let's just dive in straight from the top, Drew.
Right.
The one elephant majorly in the room is you're not streaming currently.
No.
You're not.
No, I'm not. And the reason for that is about about a month or so ago, maybe more than that. I had an episode on stream where I had to kind of step away, kind of take some deep breaths because I was kind of going into a bit of a panic attack, which is always fun. I don't even know where it stemmed from, and I only just started stream, but I pushed through for about 2.5 hours, and then I stopped stream, and after that, I was having some really bad like health issues going on, where it was just like shortness of breath, numbness in my arms and my legs. I was seriously concerned about my overall health and everything in between. I was having panic attacks every day for about a week and a half, and it was not fun. There was a lot of serious decline in my life, physically and mentally, and I had to make a decision there and then to take a step back from stream to focus on just my overall health, my mental health, and been having blood works and all that stuff, just to see if there was nothing underlying going on, and all of that to say that I had what people like to call a mental breakdown. I had a bit of a mentee bee, as the cool kids like to say these days, and it really affected me. And I made the decision to take that step back, just to kind of ground myself a little bit, because although it doesn't seem like it a lot of the time, there can be a lot of pressures when it comes to streaming, and that comes to the type of content that you make, trying to make sure that everyone's happy when you're streaming, um, whether it's yourself or the viewer, and there's just so much that kind of plays into it that I think got a bit too much, and I kind of wanted to focus on myself and also my personal life stuff as well, over the summer period. So that's why I took the break, extended it now until about October, where I can start focusing on streams again.
So, first of all, to little side run, can we just all appreciate Ross? If Ross was here, he would appreciate this. How crisp and how amazing Drew's microphone is. It's so good. It's so good.
Thank you.
I love
It is
that
it is a Rode microphone, one of the best quality microphones you can get on the market. No, I've had this mic for a number of years now, and it is the only brand of microphone I will ever use. Yeah.
It's so good. Atomic. I'm gonna look at Atomic for this bit now because what Drew said, apart from the health issue side of things, you can really relate to a lot of that this year, can't you?
Oh yeah.
Because
Well,
go on. Yeah, I was just saying
throughout my
because
streaming.
you've this year your streams have been not in a insulting bad way, but have been really hit and miss. As in, sometimes you're back for 1 or 2 streams a week, and we're like, "Hey, Atomic's back," and then you're gone for like another 3 or 4 weeks then because for whatever reason, like 9 times out of 10, I go, "You're right." You go, "Yeah, just life's happening."
It's just live shit. Yeah, pretty much. It's been consistent like that throughout my streaming journey, to be honest. But I've had a lot happen, like losing animals and animals getting poorly, family members dying, family members getting poorly, job issues, financial issues, just and because I'm autistic as well, it just and I also suffer with mental health like issues. That it just you have to take a step away to look after yourself, and it's important to recognize that. It's important to do that because you would just make yourself seriously poorly if you just push it and push it and push it. So I know now just to back away, have a bit of a break. People who give a shit will be there when I come back. And to be fair, you know me, I hang out regularly online, so I always have people there. I'm always with people. I'm always playing games with people, watching shows with people. So I essentially don't need to stream because I've got my people who I hang out with and I chill with and I have a really good time with. But I stream because I love making the content and I love doing what I do when I stream. So it's never ever about like numbers and stuff like that. Like, so it's never anything stream wise that ever gets me down. It's literally life that is a struggle, and I just need to take a step back.
So, Drew, it's a common theme lately of, well, I'm saying common theme. You're the third person in the top of my head that I can think of who this year have taken a step back, aside, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Atomic is, she, like I say, she doesn't do it for the numbers. She does it because she likes making content, etc., etc. The other person I can think of right now off the top of my head is Drew Nightmare. Oh, God's sake. Brian Dredd is the other person because his PC essentially exploded, and has been forced to take that step away.
Yeah.
He's going down a different avenue and stuff. But the question that I've asked the pair of them, and I'll ask you, now you've taken this break away, do you miss streaming, content creation, whatever you want to call it?
It's a funny thing. Like, part of me does miss it, because I miss hanging out with people, and playing games on the internet. Because the funny thing is, the only time I ever play video games is on stream. I never really I never really had much interest playing video games whilst in my free time. I more enjoy it while streaming. So there is that aspect where I do miss streams, but there is an aspect of it where I haven't missed it because there is such it's a funny one. I guess I haven't missed it because I've just been enjoying the break. Um, and I guess to me, I think that's healthy because, um, you know, I don't want to necessarily be reliant on it. I want it to just be a hobby, right? I could look at it down an avenue like, oh, I want to make this a career. I want to make some money. You know, I want to have the biggest ego possible. You know,
You've already
but
got
like,
that.
yeah, just massive ego, overcompensating. That's what that is. But you know, I just, I want to keep it a hobby. You know, it is great to have the support of people, in the community. I have so many supporters and backers, and I appreciate them very, very much. There are so many, out there, and they're even in the comments today. And I love each and every one of them, and the amount of support I've received off people. Um, the amount of support I've had from people here, and in my life, um, especially since taking the break, you know, it does mean the world. Because I think that can be the the hardest thing about taking a break, right? Is how people will react when you're not regularly making content, whether they'll come back. And I think what I've learned now is that if they don't come back, that's fine. You know, people have their own lives, and that is it. But if they come back, that's great because that means they truly do support you and your decisions and want you to do better. If they, you know, they're like, oh well, you took a break, so you know, it's just, you know, like they didn't really care about, you know, your mental health and your well-being. So it is what it is. You know, it's fine. But like, yeah, like I'm looking forward to getting back to the streaming aspect. But like at the moment, it's just sort of like I'm liking the break. You know, I get to spend time with my daughter. You know, I get to, you know, live my life a little bit, and kind of just do the things that I need to be doing, and that's focusing on myself a little bit. That makes sense.
Do you know the one thing? Because I've never really taken a break. Oh, Christ, the one question. Oh, I just dropped my keyring. The one question I haven't asked you, Joe. How long have you been streaming?
Oh, that's a good question. How long
Glad.
have I
I'm
been
glad. I'm
streaming
glad I'm
for?
good at my job.
Yeah. Oh God, I started streaming regularly during the COVID pandemic, and
Really?
I think that's when a lot of people started, right? So I'd say from it, but I've been making content since I was about 14. You know, I've been doing the content game for a while, whether that's music, whether that's you know, video games, or just live streaming in general. I used to stream on YouTube of all places, before I was able to stream on Twitch, and that was fun. But like Twitch has been a lot of fun, you know, and the growth from that is pretty interesting.
Did you never consider going to Kick?
Ugh. Why would you insult me like that?
Atomic, you're Wayne
but
Green. Did you ever want to go to Kick?
actually,
No.
sorry,
Oh,
I'm just
sorry,
replying
go-
to the comment. Freysky saying where I met you. You met me on Facebook, okay? That's where you met me. That's where I was making content on Facebook. I believe it was a singing video of me singing Leona Lewis, and you got in contact with me.
Who makes content on Facebook?
Me?
Hey.
Nah, YouTube. Really? Oh, you must have found my Facebook from that then.
I'm sorry. Are we interrupting this reminiscence here, or?
Yeah, you are a little bit.
Sorry,
Do you mind?
Atomic, you all good? Atomic, I was Scotland. Yeah, you all good? Oh, Drew, you do you.
That
Don't
was
worry about me,
lovely.
bro. It was lovely. Oh, Lola.
Sorry for taking over.
Oh, yeah, dude. Whatever, you do you. I don't care. Do you know what? Right, I'm gonna ask the heads up if I can have do you know the meme of the little girl? It just lovely. It just lovely. And every time you say the word "it's lovely," I just press a button and it plays. I really want it. It just lovely. It just lovely.
It's just lovely.
Anyway, right,
Oh,
okay.
look at Torbines.
Torbines.
Into
What?
a shame.
You okay?
Oh, you need to watch that video. It's so funny.
Is it like?
Oh, Mum, look at Torbines. Into a shame.
God, you're so northern.
Hey, I used to live up north.
Probably North Wales.
Nah, Sheffield actually.
Ugh.
Oi.
Other side.
I don't know. I've never been to Sheffield. I could never tell you.
Wrong colour of rose.
Chat, where you all from?
Where from?
Where from? Where from? Yeah.
Although Adam's from Yorkshire, though, and we love him.
I don't know.
He's a
I
Yorkshire
don't know
lad.
what this means. Do you we all not like each other? Hmm.
No, it's the Battle of the Roses. I always give him jabs about it.
Sick, happy days. I'm Philly Muffin. I know you're from South Wales. I've met you.
We can all be friends, Peach. This is
No,
very
we
true.
can't. I don't know why now. All of a sudden, we can't be friends. Apparently, Drew, stop it, man. Stop trying to make friends with people. God's sake.
Can't help it. It's my red flag, green flag, whatever flag it is.
It's some sort of flag. Anyway, right, okay. Let's stop with this lightheartedness and this comedy. Who's got food? I can use a plate.
Oh, sorry. That was my mac and cheese from earlier.
Oh.
no.
Go on, Atomic. Go for it.
No, don't. If you want me on a tangent of food, like...
Go for it.
we
Well,
can-
no, because we've been...
Just a bit rested, sure.
We've been live for 32
Oh,
minutes. There we go.
no, we don't want to talk about it.
Go on, Drew. Ask
You
her.
don't like eggs.
What?
What, don't like eggs?
No, no. Quack said something about me.
Yeah, just ask her why I don't like eggs.
Oh, why doesn't he like eggs?
I don't know, because he's a fucking weirdo.
I mean, I'm not a fan of eggs.
You don't like
That's
eggs?
besides the point.
What the heck? Oh, get out.
All right.
Right, for all the people of Drew Nightmare's family, fan base, cult, whatever he is, I don't like eggs. They're rank. I have a massive food phobia kind of thing. Caravans are the worst. Yes, I have a silver spoon up my arse. Let me just whip it out real quick.
Like caravan holidays, what the...
Where the fuck did caravans come from? We went from eggs to caravans.
Drew,
Just
right, Drew. The worst thing is, right,
quack
because
and stuck up, innit?
Drew is you're well over your 30s, now.
What?
What year was you born?
1999. I'm 26.
Oh God, are you that young? Oh, I thought you were older than that. Oh, Drew. Oh,
I'm actually insulted that you're well into your 30s comment. I'm genuinely insulted.
Oh, Drew.
Wait a minute, I missed your age. How old are you?
He's
26.
Oh.
Oh, right in the 90s.
Oh.
Oh, oh, that hurt.
Do you know what? It explains everything now because, and this is so weird, right? Right. Okay. Just run with the story.
I'm glad Peach is commenting on what really hurt here. You're well into your 30s, aren't you? I mean...
We'll skirt over that.
No, let's not skirt over that.
It means your wisdom. It means your wisdom.
Thank
I
you.
looked at you and I was like, yeah, this
Damn, he's old.
This kid's in my age group. This kid looks like he's got dodgy
Looked him
knees.
straight in the eyes. Straight.
I mean, I
in the
do have
eyes.
dodgy knees.
And
to
when
be
you're
fair.
well into your 30s, aren't you?
Tommy, you're not making things better. Shut up. What was I on about?
It's not his wisdom.
Anyway, no, yeah, that makes a lot more sense because run with me
The
on this.
wisdom. It's the wisdom.
I just had a pee and I was washing my hands and I was thinking to myself that you, Drew, posted, and I think, no, it was on Twitter, I can't remember, that when, sorry, Atomic, this is wrestling talk, when Chris Jericho made his return, and you didn't know who he was.
What?
Because it was the one where he knocks out the Olympic person, the Olympic runner. And you were saying there was something about aura about him, and you were like, you didn't know who this guy was.
That was Chris Jericho, not Christian.
I said Chris Jericho. Did I say Chris Jericho? I said Chris Jericho.
You said Christian.
I said Chris Jericho. Chat, back me up.
I'm pretty sure you said Christian.
Chris Jericho. Anyway, Chris Jericho.
Right. Yeah. At that point, I didn't know who he was. I was very new to wrestling at that point, to be fair.
And I had seen him debut in 1999.
The year I was born.
Oh, God. What was your first WrestleMania?
My first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 23.
23 was Undertaker,
Trump
Mark
versus...
Henry. Is it?
Trump versus Vince.
So what was
Hair versus hair match.
So what was the WrestleMania?
Bobby Lashley versus Umaga.
What was the R.I.P. Umaga? What was the Undertaker match? 20? No, sorry, 20.
Batista.
Oh yeah, it was Batista, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. That was.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Batista.
I think it was Batista.
Because 20 was Kane, 21 was Mark Henry casket match. No, 22 must have been Randy Orton. Or the other way around.
Why did you snigger when you said I like Batista? What's wrong with him?
It's just there's just a little input of just I like Batista.
22 was
I do.
Randy,
I
I
have a
believe.
skin of him on Gears.
Oh,
Because
right.
22 was
Marcus.
also Edge versus Mick Foley. That
Yeah.
same year.
Is it? Or was that 21?
Oh, maybe that was 20. I can't remember.
Well,
they were all a blur.
Anyway, the fact that yours was WrestleMania 23 and mine was WrestleMania 15 makes me sad.
Yeah, I got all of that.
What do you mean you got all of that?
You cut out on
Yeah, you keep
Discord
cutting
for
out.
me.
Oh! Well, like I said, was WrestleMania 15 was mine.
Ah, okay.
With the
Fair
first Rock and Austin match.
Mm.
God.
Yeah, I wish I was alive for that.
Anyway, right. Oh, for God's sake. Right. So, since we're talking about anxiety, the whole point of this is I want to establish sort of what levels of anxiety we're working with. So, it is a bit of a trigger warning for some people, might be. So, I'm just going to put that out there now. Drew, I would say from our previous conversation, you would class yourself as a bit of an anxious person.
Yeah.
So, just give us a rundown of, outside of Drew Nightmare, how does this affect your daily life?
A lot. I'll be honest. I struggle with public transport. I struggle just going outside a lot of the time. I will just have these derealization attacks where I just feel so disconnected from my body and I kind of just freak out. And that is life on a 24/7 basis, baby. It is. Oh, it's just fantastic. It's like living your life through the lens of a movie, and there is nothing else to describe it other than that, and it can be quite scary. I suffer with health anxieties. I suffer with agoraphobia, which makes going out into the big wide open world more scary than it really needs to be. I'm not able to secure work because of that. So at the moment my lifelines are help from government means and that little bit extra from Twitch when that payment comes through. But it's I get by with what I can, and I'm trying to make every step I can possibly make to live a decent life that I can. As I said before, I got a little one, so I'm trying to do everything I can to make life best for her, and the way to do that is to make sure that I'm okay as well. Um, and yeah, and she does make me a better person for it. I mean, I've had multiple conversations with multiple different people about how she has been a driving force in my life to be a better person and to work on myself. And I find that she grounds me a lot. I mean, to the point where I went around town on my own with just me and her, and I wouldn't have been able to get through that if it wasn't for her by my side, because I was just kind of focused on her. And yeah, so that there are a lot of things that anxiety affects me with, but when it comes to being a parent, or usually when I'm streaming, it doesn't really affect me too much. It's not noticeable, but when you're around me, you start to notice or pick up on a few things for sure.
It just makes me want to meet you now and be like, oh, oh, I can pick up on something now. Because as you were saying that, I was just looking at your camera and you were just looking dead in your camera, and I was like, oh, sorry, what? Sorry. So let's talk about your daughter for a second, because me and you both have one child each, both have a daughter, and I'm pretty sure they're roughly around the same age. So how old is your daughter?
My daughter is 2. She'll be 3 in December.
Oh, okay. So my daughter's 3 in July. Oh, that was dangerous.
Okay.
So roughly around the same age, and I will admit, she. What is the thing me and Mr. Quack say? She is the most lovable headache ever. Like, she is. I want to throw her through a window sometimes, but as I'm throwing her, I'm apologizing to her, telling her how much I love her. Still throwing her, 100%, 100% throwing her. But I'm telling her how much I love her, and phoning the ambulance as well at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, isn't it mental how someone that small can have that big of an impact on you?
Yeah. I mean, she's had she's had an impact on my life. Well, generally, she has been a big factor in my mental health, whether that's good or bad, whichever way you want to look at it. I mean, well, things revolving around her, not her specifically, but it's. But I had to go through a lot of things. I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty of it, but I, essentially had to be out of her life for a little bit whilst I was dealing with some things to be sure I could be in her life, and that was difficult. It was a difficult part, and that affected mental health things a lot. And when I started being able to be in her life more over the last 2 years, it's taken a long time, but now we have this unbreakable bond, which is amazing to see. I mean, I took her into TK Maxx the other day, and oh my, I have never heard that child talk so much in my life. We were going around all the Halloween stuff, and she's like, look at this! Oh my god! Oh my god, Dad, look at that! And I'm like, it's a dog dressed up as a ghost. Oh my god, look at this! And it was like every 5 seconds, I'm like, child, I was laughing, and she looked at me, and she was like, why are you laughing at me? I'm like, you're funny. Like, stop laughing. I'm like, sorry. Oh my god. But like, she is everything to me. Every little decision that I make in my life is always with her in my best interest. And and is the reason why I took the break. Again, going back to that, like, it was so I could, spend more time with her and focus on her a lot more. and I'm just happy to, get as much time I can get with her, you know.
Yeah.
If people, considering if people know my circumstances, with it all.
Because by the way, the reason why Atomic just laughed for VOD purposes, I just put in the chat a new emote that I've uploaded, pretty much for the purpose of Atomic, because when we did, because we all did streaming for Sans back in February, and I did a food challenge of if we had such a donation, I would eat so bit of food, and one of them was hummus and carrots. Hummus, by the way, is disgusting. And Arya, I had some of the hummus and it was disgusting. Then I give it to Arya, and literally she just sticks her hands in it and just starts eating it. And that emote is her coming up to me with just her hands, just father, help me, because she's just like literally up to her elbows in hummus, and it's just
the hummus father, the hummus.
Just starts finger painting on the walls.
I absolutely died.
Thankfully, she's never. Oh god. Thankfully, she's never gone for the walls. She's never drawn on the walls. She's never done anything to the walls.
Oh, it'll happen.
I have no doubt. But yeah, so yeah, Arya can very much ground me to the point where Thursday I was playing Metal Gear Solid 3. And you can tell when Arya is coming because I have, because I'm posh, I have contactless lights. So basically, like, you two can't see me, but I have a light switch that I can literally switch on and off from wherever I want. And there's one downstairs and one upstairs. And Arya will always put the light on before she comes up. So I'm like, oh, right, here she comes. So she sits on my lap. And she's playing Metal Gear Solid. But obviously she doesn't know any of the buttons because, she's only 2. So she starts just shooting bullets, which are incredibly limited. And if she breaks my silencer, my gun will just be loud in a sneaking game. She just is running back and forth. And I'm just like, I'm laughing, but I'm getting a bit like, you're messing things up. And then I just realized, like, people were in my chat were laughing. And I was just like, it's good. It's all good. This is the content. Hi, Rukan and Brian Dredd, by the way. I have noticed you coming in. So, I'm going to move on to Atomic for a second because going back to the whole having anxiety thing, would you consider yourself a person who is anxious?
I can get anxious. It usually just depends.
Okay.
It genuinely does depend, but mine's very related very much to my neurodivergency than
so what
like it's like hand in hand sort of thing, so unfamiliar things, people I don't know, if there's a lot of people, that sort of stuff.
So how do you handle events then? You mask.
Yeah,
I know
and a
you.
lot of comfort things.
Yes, you're the king of masking, aren't you? Or queen, sorry, of masking.
I am a really good masker. Yeah.
So how do you deal with all that? Like when you go to Timeless, say, which was your last event, how do you mask?
Well, masking is exhausting for anyone who understands and gets it. Masking's really exhausting, and as soon as the mask comes off, that's when like panic attacks set in, meltdown set in, everything starts like tumbling. So I have like procedures in place when I come back from those events to make sure I shut off. So like I'll have like a 3 or 4 hour bath just reading a book, listening to music I love, watching a film I like I will literally do different steps just to unwind from being around so many people and doing so much stuff. I like shut off in a way just to protect my mind for a bit, and then I'm back. But I realize that now. In the past, like I genuinely thought I had social anxiety, and I thought that were it but it was weird because I can talk to people, I can get on, I can do things. So that didn't reflect well enough with social anxiety. But then obviously when I found out I was autistic, everything made sense because it's like, wait a minute, I can actually do things now to protect myself. I can realize when it's too much, when it's too little. I can pull back. I can have my shut off time to recollect my head and my thoughts and replenish that social energy. You know what I mean? It's better knowing, because now I can look after myself better.
Right. We are going to have a little segment now called Quack Learns. Because you two right now are the best people to describe things to me. Because if people haven't worked out yet, I'm not very book smart. Okay? I'm very street smart. I'm very cool dude. I'm down with the kids, as the young'uns like to say. Skibbity and Sigma. I know those words now. Well, go on, Drew. Yeah, go. I could see the confusion.
No, I was just about to say, you're in your 30s and you're saying skibbity and sigma.
I sure am. Do you know what I've been?
I'm in my 20s and I don't say those words.
Do you know what?
I blocked it out.
Do you know what I have? My TikTok does consist a lot of now, and it is quite dangerous now. Is Italian brain rot.
No.
Sigma boy.
Honestly, I'm so glad that my TikTok algorithm is not brain rot. Although my Instagram algorithm is questionably homosexual, and
I wasn't expecting that.
I will blame that on a certain person, Jose. Yeah,
Right.
Jose UK 8 6.
Of course, Drew. Okie dokie. Hey,
Just,
it's 2025.
Throwing him under the bus.
It's 2025. It's 2025, and I'm saying Sigma. All right. So, right. Learn with Quack, because the reason why we need to learn with Quack is because I've heard the term. Imposter syndrome. I've heard it a lot. But it wasn't until like last year I actually realized, oh, that's what that is. So for context, Drew, I'm very much of the generation, because I'm such an old man compared to you, of just deal with it. Of if something's going on in my head, and Atomic is the same because she's admitted this. If something bad's going on in my life, I go, it's okay. There's always someone going through worse. So therefore, I can't sit here and mourn because someone's got it worse. So it. Oh, apparently Microsoft Defender summary. Oh, thanks for that. Sorry. So I discovered what imposter syndrome was, and I was like, oh, I've actually dealt with that once or twice. Bloody hell, here we go. So you've both mentioned panic attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Between the pair of you, and we'll go with Drew first because he is the guest. Sorry, Atomic. What is a panic attack? This does sound like a stupid question, but I don't know if I've actually had it or not.
So, panic attacks can differ on severity. So you can have like a minor panic attack where, you are just feeling like you can't breathe, or you're just hyperventilating, and, you're kind of not able to focus on anything. Or you can have what I would like to call an extreme panic attack to the point where you feel like you're having a heart attack. Going back 3 or 4 weeks ago, a month ago, I was having one of those kind of panic attacks. I almost had to ring out an ambulance because I was extremely. I just felt extremely unwell. I was having all symptoms of chest pains, chills going up my back into my chest, that feeling of not being able to breathe, the feeling like you're going to faint, just a whole plethora of things just going on all at once, and you just cannot seem to rationalize. And these things can go on for a couple of minutes to an hour, maybe longer. It really depends, person to person. And it's funny. I've only seen one thing in media that have actually depicted a panic attack accurately, and that was, I believe it was Iron Man 3. If you saw Tony Stark having a panic attack in that. I watched that and I was like, oh, like, yeah, like You know, I've been there. I've felt that. Like that was an accurate description of how a panic attack can be at times, and I really like that. And as Freysky, there are different circumstances as well. Or, like panic attacks can differ from. You can have a panic attack from a trigger. What they say, you know, you're triggered by something. You can be triggered into having a panic attack. And then there are instances where a panic attack just comes on out of nowhere. It just happens. I mean, I've had panic attacks where I've woken up and I'm just in one. It like, and you don't know what the trigger is or why it's happened, and it can be extremely frustrating, and it can be extremely debilitating, because, you know, as someone who has a panic disorder, it's hard, because you genuinely think in that moment, shit, I'm dying, and you can't do anything in your head to help that, and you need the assistance of someone else who is of sane mind to tell you, you're okay, breathe, you know, we'll get this, you know, we'll get through this together. And sometimes you can't always be around people like that who understand, but
not if it's like 3 a.m. and you're asleep.
yeah, exactly. It's and been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, everything. It's horrible. It is, like, it's, yeah, once you're in it, no way out kind of thing. And it's something that I've had a lot of experience with, unfortunately. I even had a panic attack when I was in Rotterdam.
Oh,
for
right,
TwitchCon.
okay.
It was the day before TwitchCon, and you know, it's a very awful feeling to experience, and, you know, like, only people who have gone through panic attacks know exactly how scary they can be, especially if you've had extreme panic attacks where you're at the point where you're thinking, I'm gonna have to call an ambulance. And when I was a kid, we did call an ambulance at one point because it was that bad. Like, people are often hospitalized for panic attacks because they can be mistaken for heart attacks. Like, the physical symptoms from it can feel so real to that person that it is crippling. There's no other way to describe it apart from that.
So, is there anybody else in the chat, by the way? I keep pointing, you all don't know. Is there anybody in chat have ever dealt with a panic attack? And Atomic, you said you suffer with, or you can now, like, look after yourself to prevent panic attacks. What's your... by the way, I've never experienced one of these, so I'm very interested now. So, Atomic, what...
It's very much like what Drew said, where, like, it's just so intense. It's so weird. It's like you're not in your body kind of thing. Like, if I do that motion, Drew probably understands exactly how, like, what I mean with it. Like, how it you're, like, radiating around yourself. It's so weird. Have you seen Ted Lasso? Because there's another depiction of panic attacks, which I think is very accurate.
I haven't.
And that's Ted Lasso, when he there's points in there where he has panic attacks, and just, like, it's where sounds start muffling, you start to feel the fuzziness. And that I have recognized is literally, like, when it starts. Like, and I can be in, like, I'll give Timeless, for example. There were a point in Timeless where I was in, like, the main part, and the microphone got very, very loud, and the sensory trigger of that started, like, my body started vibrating, vision started going blurry, everything started, like, going high pitch in my ears, and I was like, I'm gonna have a panic attack if I don't leave this room. And I was, like, literally shaking as I was just, like, moving my way out of the room, and, like, eventually found, like, a nice quiet spot. I just had a moment, and luckily, like, I managed to stop that. But if they're an extreme one, it's one of them where sometimes the panic attack's gonna just take you, and you kind of just need to be comforting yourself, especially if you're not lucky enough to have that other person there. You need to be, like, just say to yourself so many comforting words when you know them moments are in there, because I've been in a situation where you're curled up and you're literally telling yourself the worst things whilst you're in those moments, and you can just send yourself into a proper mess. And yeah, I've learned through a lot of therapy to just say nice things to myself when that it gets so intense, because it's so bad. It gets so bad.
And is it okay to just add something? Because like I have different ways of like describing how my brain kind of works when it comes to like panic attacks. So, imagine like you know, you're on a computer. Let's for instance, let's say it's a Dell computer running on Windows 98 or whatever it was, and you've got too many programs open, and it just like the computer's just slowing down. That's what. Do you mind? I'm like having a conversation on a podcast. Sorry, my Alexa just.
I would say he was talking to his Alexa before he just thinks someone's coming to the screen. Do you mind?
Rude.
Do you mind?
Woman, please. Sorry. But yeah. Another one is like a like being flashbanged. So like the high pitch, like that tinnitus. You get that feeling of tinnitus, right? Like I like to describe it as a flashbang of adrenaline all at once. And someone throws that flashbang, the tinnitus goes off, and you're just feeling every little bit of feeling that fight or flight mode kicks in, and Lady Doll, said in chat, suffering with dissociation disorder. I suffer with that currently. I'm walking down the shop and I feel like I'm not in sync with my own body, or I feel like I'm like living my life through the lens of a camera. Or living life in third person. It is a horrible sensation. It is a horrible feeling. But I've learned to kind of live with it a little bit now. It was really bad when I was in Rotterdam, and trying to deal with that was not fun. It was the first time I've ever been to a country outside of the UK. It was the first time I had ever gone on a plane. It was the first time I was doing a lot of things, and I might have bit more than I could chew, but I still did it. And that's something to be proud of, right? No matter what.
Definitely. Definitely.
I went there and I came back to tell the tale. I made some great friends. I got to meet people for the first time, who I absolutely love and adore. And I got to share that with friends, those being Courtnide, Realizer, Riot Panda, Exius, who we all shared a apartment together with, and without those guys there, I wouldn't have been able to have gone. So my love goes out to all of those guys, because they really helped me through that trip, to the best of their abilities. But yeah, but when it comes to, when I first started having those disassociation attacks, it was a lot of, a lot of panic, a lot of anxiety. And, it was like, why am I feeling this way? And, after dealing with it for 3 months, it kind of got to the point of, well, we're just going to have to push through this as best as we can. And yeah, it's not a fun feeling, but you learn to manage. And when you do have panic attacks, it kind of sets you back a little bit as well, which people don't realize. Every panic attack you have, you kind of it sends your whole body into shock. Hence why I was having the numbness in the arms and the legs and all that, because you're putting your whole nervous system into kind of overdrive. And your body kind of freaks out, and it's like, mate, we're not doing good. We're not doing so good down here. Can we try and chill out a little bit? And that's when you kind of need to start going to the doctors and get that stuff sorted out, because it can really affect a lot of things if you don't try to manage it, or at least address it.
Right. I have 2 questions. You were saying about going to Rotterdam. and you're saying it was a big achievement for you, which obviously it
Yep.
is. I've never done TwitchCon or anything like that. Right. So my question is, because obviously you said that it set your anxiety off quite a bit and set your, you could feel like panic attacks coming on and all that stuff. So do you know now you've done it?
Yeah.
Does it? I'm trying to understand now. So does it now put your mind a thing of like, I can do that? Or do you know if they would go like, right, you're going to Rotterdam, you're going to do the exact same thing exactly the same thing again? Do you still have those panic attacks? Basically, like, do you know once you've conquered something, have you conquered it, or is it just you've done it just for now?
It's funny. So personally, I don't think it's because I guess it all depends on the mindset because, I guess the best description is I've gone to my local corner shop, which is like 50 yards down the road from me. It's not that far at all. Might be 150. I don't know. I'm not good with measurements. Don't ask me to tell you to guesstimate a size of anything. It looks big to me, I promise. I've gone down that shop multiple times, but there are times where I literally walk past my front door and I'm like, no, I can't. I got to turn back. Like there are times where I've conquered it. The next day I'm like, I can't conquer it. So like for me, it's a different story, but for someone else, it could be another different story, right? It all depends how people can go about it. I mean, the fact that I've done it, I would like to think that I would be able to do it again. I mean, the idea of going back to Rotterdam next year, I would love to because I made some great friends over there.
Right.
Like I said, and I genuinely love the city, and the history of it as well. It is something that fascinates me, and there's a lot of places that I would love to visit as well, not just the Netherlands, but Sweden, all the Nordic countries. Italy is up there on top of my list. So I would like to be able to do those things, but I think I'd need to kind of do it a bit more frequently, or try to do it more frequently the best I can. But it's always about having a bit of a support network there with you to help you through it, because I would never be able to do it on my own.
Right.
I've already kind of accepted that, I'd need to have I need to go with someone that I trust is able to ground me a little bit, maybe not help me through all the bits and bobs that I need help with, but just to know that there's someone on hand to if I really needed help, I can just be like, hey, I really need someone right now. And that's about it. I mean, I paid for 2 days at TwitchCon. I only went for the 1 day because it was a lot. It was exhausting. It was so exhausting. I mean, I did everything I wanted to do, and I did most things that I wanted to do, to be honest. But I did most of it on the first day, and the second day I got to meet up with some friends that I've known for years the next day, and they gave me a little bit of a tour around Rotterdam, and also bought all of my family's snacks and presents. So I never had to buy anything whilst I was out there most of the time, which was crazy. The generosity of them was very kind, and I'm still mad at them to this day. Just sort of like, oh, how dare you? Just like, no, you are a visitor of our country, and I'm like, yeah, but I had money to spend, and I'm going back home with money that I was supposed to spend, and yeah, but I mean, it all worked out in the end. Towards the end of the trip, I really loved it. At the start, it was like, whoa, like I think it's that realization, right? You've just been on a plane. 1 minute you're in this raining shithole. Sorry.
Yep. I was thinking
the next
same.
minute you're in this weird grassy smelling place. You start to notice, like, you know, oh, I'm in a different country, and it's noticeable, right?
Yeah.
Like the air somehow smells different. Definitely smelled different. You know, but like, you know, everything just everywhere you look, they be like, whoa, like, you know, you really take it in, and I think I was having trouble taking it in the first night. And then, you know, I think a lot of it as well, coming back to the little one, you know, I was missing her a lot as well during it.
Yeah.
You know, because it was the first time I ever missed contact with my kid out of choice.
Yeah.
To go do something for myself, and I felt very guilty for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
And it was a guilt. There was this type of guilt, and I just couldn't get rid of that the entire time. And although I was enjoying my time there, I was also counting the days to go back home because I knew I was going to see her.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it all comes down to that whole thing of grounding. She was a lot of the time the way I grounded myself. I would flick through photos of her on my phone, watch videos just to ease myself or, you know, relax myself. Like, that has become a coping mechanism for me, is, you know, looking on memories and stuff like that of her. You know, everyone has their own different mechanisms. I mean, sometimes it's tapping, sometimes it's like fidgeting,
Yeah.
like different like breathing techniques. For me, it's, you know, scrolling through photos of my kid, because she is my center.
Yes.
She is my core, and that's everything to me now.
So, my second question, I'm going to spin it over to Atomic. So, if someone is having a panic attack, say now as we've all discovered, a noob at this, what the hell are they?
Sorry. Peach said, but the Cadillacs were worth it, right? So these are autodrops. I say it in the Dutch dialect. They are little like wine gum candy things, covered in sour sugar, and they are the candy equivalent of crack. I shit you not. And
They probably got some in it. That's why.
Maybe, but I've actually got a an auto drop dealer now. I have 3 boxes of these bad boys. I recently had teeth out, so I can't. No, don't drop. I recently had a tooth extraction, so I can't actually have any, which makes me incredibly sad. But when I am all cleared and healthy and able to have them, I will be going through those bad boys like there's no tomorrow. Not really. I am able to ease myself, but the dealer has come through, and it is the sweet nectar of the Netherland gods, as I like to say. That was a Netherlands highlight for me.
Anyway, Atomic, if someone is having a panic attack and old newbie Quack here is not left to deal with it, but is there something that I could do to help somebody having a panic attack? Is like Drew said, of like, you know, it's good having someone who is the responsible one, of the centered one, the sane mind one, of to be like, yo, everything's all good. But like, if for say example, someone is by themselves, like, I'm just more of like, can I help, or is it just like, right, I'm gonna leave you alone, but like, yo, I'm here, like, I what do I do?
It's very individual to the person. It does definitely help when you know the person.
Do I do chest compressions?
No.
Right. Okay.
I think panic attack first aid starts with knowing the person.
Right.
Like, you can get complete strangers that can literally help. But it's, you know, it depends. Some people can be where they don't want to be touched in a panic attack. They know what they need to do. They'll do what they
Right.
need to do. They don't want to be fussed over because that exacerbates it. Like it kind of makes it worse.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but then there's other people like if it's like similar to an autistic meltdown, you can have a comfort person. It's usually sensory, like someone like who can hold you really hard, like
Right.
and you can grip them. That can help. It's so dependent on the person, the type of panic attack, the circumstance behind it, everything. So I think it does start by knowing a person. If you ever see someone and it looks like they're about to have a panic attack, it's fine to be like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need to
Right.
sit down? Do you want me to take you to a quiet place?" It's okay to ask them questions. Like if someone's at the early stages of a panic attack, they can usually talk to you and tell you.
Right.
Like
Okay.
you don't necessarily lose control until like if it progresses, that's when you start losing control and you kind of like ball into it, and that is usually a point where you don't even know who's talking to you. If there's people, it takes a certain sort of way to bring you out of that, and
Right.
it's very, yeah. But
I
you can
I
usually catch it.
Right.
Sorry,
Okay.
go
I
on, go on.
sorry. I was just gonna comment in agreement to that. It's kind of like that. Like in a lot of ways, it's okay to ask if they're okay. You know, if you're noticing it, it's it's also one of those. You know, um, there's it's kind of that unspoken rule of don't help unless asked. Also, is kind of like because like you know when I say that is like don't try to force help if you can ask the question, are they doing okay? If they say yes and you know they're kind of disregarding you a little bit, that's kind of like them telling you like like I'm trying to deal with this on my own kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know if they come to you like because you've asked that, they can sort of like if they're really going out of control, they can still come to you. But like, never take that as a negative. At least with me, anyway. It's just sort of like if someone came up to me and was asking, you know, are you okay? It, you know, I'll be like, you know, not right now, but like, you know, I'm managing. You know, if I need anything, I'll ask. But thank you, kind of thing. It's like, you know, don't try to overstep that boundary if someone says that kind of thing, you know, like as long as you know that, you know, because there's always this there's always this thing with anxiety. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, Atomic, but there's always like this worry of asking for help as well, when you're in that mode, because you don't want to, at least in my case, don't want to burden people with your current situation, because
I don't want to burden or have it thrown back at me. I've had that as well.
yeah,
I've had
and
both.
By the way, you don't
experience.
have to have a panic attack to have them kind of feelings. Have that feeling all the time. Carry on. Sorry.
like Freysky, she said, Drew, did I help? I wasn't aware how to deal with it when I experienced your attacks. So so I used to live with Freysky back when I was living in Sheffield, and she has actually experienced me having these attacks from when I was a wee bit younger. I don't know where that accent come from, but yeah, like there were times where she did help, and there were some times where there wasn't a lot of help, but at the same time, it's like it's when you get to a certain point. So we went to a festival called Slam Dunk. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Slam Dunk. I've never been to a festival before, so I was just getting things ready. I was putting drinks in bags. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a good time." We get to the gate, and then all of a sudden, you can't bring that in, and we had a big bag full of stuff, and they were like, "You gotta dump it into a bin in front of a whole crowd of people." Embarrassing enough, and it was just little things which is kind of piling on top of each other to the point where I had a big panic attack. I was having chest pains, and I think at that point, there were situations where I don't think anyone knew how to really deal with it. I mean, it was kind of like I don't. No one did anything wrong per se. In that situation, it was just, a learning experience, right?
Mm.
And the only thing that the person wants is to make sure that you're okay, and that is what it is. We ended up going back home early. I never got to see Panic at the Disco. Rats.
Oh.
Yeah. Turns out I had the panic attack at the festival, though. Irony of that. Went to go see Panic at the Disco. I did have a panic attack at the disco. And it was, I chimed in with a, haven't you people ever heard of learning how to fucking breathe? No. But yeah, it was not a fun experience, but it's something I look back on and laugh about now. I've never been to a festival since, but maybe one day I'd like to try it, again, and kind of. But a lot of the issues weren't a lot of the issues weren't to do with what was going on. It was mismanagement of the festival as well, and that kind of threw me into a loop, because no one that was working there knew where anything was, because they just grabbed people from the streets essentially to throw in as like guides and security and all that and staff, and I'm just sort of like, where's this? And the guy was like, I don't know, mate, I just work here. I'm just sort of like, well, I expect you to know where things are.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of like, I'm looking at the map, I don't know where anything is. I'm not from Leeds. Like, it was bad enough I was in Leeds. But no offense to anyone that lives in Leeds. Because I know there's someone here that might live that way. But it was an experience, to say the least. But it was, again, a learning experience.
Mm. Right. So we've covered what causes our anxiety and apparently our panic attacks as well. Let's talk. Let's before we wrap things up. Let's touch into your content, and because the whole thing of this is why I want to establish of what gives you anxiety. You admitted to me that streaming actually calms, and content creating helps your anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
basically, in the easiest question I can think of, why?
I guess it's because it puts me into another world. Outside of streaming, to my family, I'm Ellis. That's my real name. That's a real name drop, exclusive. And in the Twitch world, I'm Drew, and in a lot of ways, it's masking. As kind of going back to before, but in a lot of ways it's not as well, because you kind of you kind of have this escape, and I like to escape by having a fun time, and that's just kind of our online personas just masking, maybe.
Sometimes it's just putting it on.
But sometimes, for me, because there's not a lot of difference between, Ellis and Drew, right? We're the same person, right? Just Drew can be a bit more cheekier on camera than he is in real life. But like, I have fun, and ultimately I have fun with chat as well, and we can have a good laugh. I mean, I made a video I made a video about me losing it hysterically, which is where wheezies and flops come from, those terms, because I was I laughed so much that I was wheezing. I was losing air out of my lungs at a story that happened like a year ago, and I laughed even harder the second time reading it. And it was about our good friend and moderator Jose, about how he lost his his Chinese meal. I need to emphasize Chinese meal because not the chicken balls. And I made a video out of it. It was extremely distressing and extremely like hard to read, but I was in hysterics over it because just the emphasis of and the wording of the way he put it just put me in complete like hysterics. And he's one of those he throws curveballs, right? He throws curveballs with the chicken balls, to the point where he just adds to the comedic value, and he's like, it's not funny. It's like it is when you keep bringing everything in parts, mate. I was in so much pain from laughter, and a lot of people know about the Chinese incident in my community. There is a video on YouTube. If you look up Drew Nightmare, you'll be able to find it. And it's one of my favorite videos I've ever made. And I laugh at it still to this day. So if you've got time, go give it a watch, because
That's such a
honestly,
cheap plug.
you'll love. I'm sorry, but you know, egos, right? That's just my ego coming through. Just listen, you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, all right?
Right.
No, I'm definitely not sorry. I'm going to
No,
use all the
he's
time I
not.
can get.
100%.
But yeah, I kind of forgot where we were going with this. Oh yeah, how content creating
makes you happy.
helps with the anxiety. Yeah, and it's one of those things where I do go into this different world, and I just have a good time with people. And even if, you know, I don't tend to look at numbers until after stream. I never look at how many people's there on a general basis, but you know, even if one person's chatting throughout it, you know, I have a good time. You know, if no one's chatting, I still have a good time. It's harder when no one's talking, but you know, even then, I still have a good time, and I try to make things as entertaining as humanly possible. And yeah, and that's how it helps, because you know, it distracts me from everything that's going on in my life. I mean, there are the cracks that come through, and as we said before, you know, that's why I kind of took a break, because those cracks inevitably shone through the veil, right? And that's when I learned that I had to take a break. And I've made the decision to start taking breaks every year during the summer period, just to kind of recharge the batteries a little bit. And not only that, for a couple of weeks during the Christmas period. I'm pretty sure everyone does that anyway, so they can kind of, you know, recover from Christmas, because Christmas is extremely stressful. But yeah, every year, you know, that's going to be a regular thing where I take just a couple of months off, recharge the batteries, and kind of think where I want to go next, what I'm doing good, what I'm not doing good, and then kind of thin out the, like, pull out the weeds essentially, and kind of start again, but continue the ball rolling sort of thing. And I think I've got a good aspect on it, and trying to keep it healthy as well, because a lot of people go into this streaming malarkey with intentions to be this big person, or they just think about the money, or you know, they think about where I can take it next, and you know, they're just thinking about content on a 24/7 basis. And I don't want to be that person. I just want to have fun with it and not go into it with too much pressure. Because if you keep adding pressure to yourself, that pressure is just going to build and build and build until eventually the pot's just bubbling over and you just can't control it anymore.
Pretty much. Atomic, of even though you don't stream that often much no more, do you ever find that content creation itself helps you when you're having them bad days? Because obviously I know you spend a lot of time in the toaster. Big up the toaster. Look at that grin when I mentioned that biscuit tin.
my biscuit tin.
Up the
I
toast.
do.
Up the toaster tin.
To be fair, if I'm having a bad day, I won't stream.
No, and we've
I won't
discovered
put
that.
myself through it.
We've discovered that a number of times. Not in a bad way, but what was it? You streamed. I think it was the last time you were co-host, and I remember you streamed on that day, and I was very proud of you that you actually did stream because you were going through a period of right. I'm gonna stream. No, I'm not. And there was just no Atomic has gone live. So I was like, oh well, you know what? I'm proud of you. Well done, because you, since knowing you, you've annoyingly made me a nice person of. When someone achieves something, I'm like, well done, instead of me being going, bastard.
Yeah, you should be proud. Proud of everyone, you know. Some things in life are really hard for people, and
They are.
you should just be happy for them.
Right. So, I want both of you to do me a favour right now, and neither of you know I'm about to ask this, okay? So, all you have to do is, well, use your eyes, but you might have to grab something for me, but it's all within reach. Look at your desks right this very second. How many fidget toys do you have on your desk? Or something you fidget with? The fact that you both... What the fuck is that?
A little snack.
A snack?
Sorry.
A snack.
Go on, Joey, you know you're dying to say it.
Well, no, like... When you were like, you said look at your desk. Is there anything there that you like to
No.
fidget with?
No.
And if anyone's looking at my camera, I went.
God damn it, True.
No,
weirdly, it's both a snake.
Funny enough, I don't actually have
snack.
any fidget toys on me, which is really unautistic of me. I am diagnosed, by the way, so there we go. But there are things that I do fidget with. So one of them at the moment is this this bracelet that I recently made with my little girl at a little fair. But there is also this that has been my kind of fidget little thing recently. Usually I just stroke it or just kind of play with the hands. This is Frank the raccoon, and this is the raccoon that I bought my daughter when I was at Rotterdam Zoo, and this is her raccoon, but I keep it at home because one, it smells of her, and it kind of grounds me. And like I said, that kid is my world, and I will have anything of hers to try to just kind of keep me grounded. And I just realized that both of the things that I've mentioned has something to do with her. So yeah.
I do apologise because I did burst out laughing during that very lovely sentiment, but it's just because you called the bloody raccoon Frank, and I just was not expecting Frank.
Excuse me, I didn't name it Frank. She named it Frank.
But still, I wasn't expecting the name. Right, fun fact, right?
Respect.
So Aria's, most of her cuddly toys are called monkeys called Monkey, Teddy's called Teddy, and then when we went to Spain, my mother got her a lion for her birthday, and we were like, Aria, what's the lion's name expected? Lion. Laundry.
Laundry.
We were like, what?
Oh.
Sure, laundry. So we're like, right, okay. Don't know where that's come from. So a couple of hours later, Aria, what's the name of your lion? Laundry. And that is officially its name is Laundry. So it's very
Nice.
That's brilliant.
I mean, I think we called Frank the raccoon Frank because I mean you could technically call him Francoon.
For God's sake. Right, the reason why I ask about fidget toys is because I have recently discovered, because I went to Skynet Wales, which is a LAN in Brecon, and in a raffle, I won two things. Oh, the first one was a pin badge, and it said everything is under, and it's the button control. Get it? Everything's, thank you. The other thing that I got was this, and I know my my panelists can't see this, but it's a little fidget toy, and it's basically just mechanical keys. And you may have been you may have been hearing this throughout the stream because What's that? The Pop It one, is it? Yes. Because I've realised that this is incredibly soothing. But one thing I hate about, and I hate calling them fidget toys because it makes it sound really childish. But these fidget things are bloody loud, and I can't do this in secret because it's just so loud. The other things I've been fidgeting with, is my little, I can't remember the company name, but it's another keyboard key. Yes, not Drew. And I've been doing that. Again, loud. And the last one, I got an Insomnia, RIP Insomnia, actual proper Insomnia. Mrs. Quack is coming in with a 28th Marie sub. I don't know. Thank you very much for the resub, Mrs. Quack. Was this 3D printed, like, gear thing. But again, makes a lot of noise. So the one thing I have been playing with, which is I've been playing with this like clasp that I can tell you what clasp it is, Drew. It's from the Hunter bottle that we got in our Wrestle Crates. I took the clasp off because I hate the bottle. The bottle's stupid, so I kept the clasp and I've been playing with that instead. But these things for me actually helped me quite a lot because I've discovered in the past, or at least I'm more admitting now. In the past, I want to say 12 months. Two things. Number one, I don't want to say I'm an anxious person, but I'm a very fidgety person. Incredibly fidgety. But I'm so much of an overthinker now these days that these actually help me quite a bit. Yeah. So, I just want to touch into the thing of, like, the streaming. Of that, for me, streaming, like, for... Oh, clicky pen. The worst, Guild. Sorry, guys. Guild, I have this Twitch pen, right? And it's a clicky pen. But the problem is the click. It doesn't click as good as it should. Like, it gets stuck. So it's not a really good clicky pen. And I don't have any other clicky pens. Anyway, sorry about that.
Another thing I do when I fidget is my leg bounces.
Oh, Mrs. Quack hates when I do that. So, like, I'll fidget, especially if it's, like, really bad and I'm fidgeting. My one knee will just go and she'll just grab my leg and she's like, can you just stop that, please? I'm like... I wish I could. I really wish I could, but I can't.
Yeah, it's not as easy as that. Like, you know, oh God, I've had so many conversations with my father about it. He's just sort of like, can you stop bouncing your leg? I said, I can't help it. It's an anxiety response. Yeah. And just sort of like, and I can't exactly just stop that on the go. It's not a button I can press. As much as I would love for that to exist.
But because I remember of how much, like, even now streaming is it's helping me because it's making me forget about, like, stresses of work and right, what does my day look like tomorrow? Oh, for now I've completely forgotten it. And I can't remember what was specifically going on, but I remember it was like a bit of a rough patch, like, in my life. And I remember I was streaming, and I feel like I was streaming Resident Evil 7. But I can't fully remember. And I remember I came off stream and I was like, I actually feel quite good. And this was when I was in the downstairs room. I remember I opened the door and I went, oh yeah, all that is still there and it hasn't budged at all. And do you know that, like, overwhelming feel of just, and not in a good way. I was just like, oh, for God's sake. So when you were saying about streaming makes you happy, like, it calms you, I can completely understand what you mean, because that is my literal perfect example of streaming. I was in a shitty old mood when it started. I shouldn't really have streamed, but I'm glad I did because it put me in a really good mood. But when I came off, I was like, oh no, like life was still there on the other side of the door going, hi mate, remember me?
Yeah, it puts life on pause.
Yes.
You know, that's the best way to describe it. But, like, it gets to a point where you can only pause your life for so long. Yeah. You know, going back to the emphasis of, you know, things bubbled to the point of no return. And you just, you know, there's got to be a point where you address it. And that's basically what it came down to with me. I mean, I started streaming again, like, kind of non-stop from March of 2023. And I did have breaks here and there, but, like, I was kind of just going for it. And I think I was going full speed in April of 2023 with like the wrestling content and stuff like that. I did that whole switch up, and I enjoy that. You know, I do enjoy it. But you know, with that it came with some difficulties, and a lot of stresses because I had to make these storylines. I had to make sure the community was happy. Sometimes things would go wrong, and it felt like I was disappointing the community, which would then make me feel a bit negative in myself, and you know, make me feel like I was not being a good content creator. And you know, there's a lot of stresses that came with that. And you know, as much as I love it, you know, there are things that I hate about it as well. But it's like that love-hate relationship. It does calm me, and I'm, you know, I love the community, and you know, that will always be there. But sometimes it can be the biggest headache at the same time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's, you know, that love-hate relationship. You know, you love it, you know, regardless. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it'll stress you out, but you know, ultimately you love, you know, kind of putting on this show, this, you know, you're producing live content, and there is nothing more stressful than producing live content, because whether that's audio issues, Quack, you will relate to that quite often.
Where did that come from?
Just from experience of watching your streams.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for that.
Am I wrong though?
I have had a lot. My internet is a whole issue.
You had audio issues before we even started. Like 5
Yeah,
minutes.
and nobody told me.
I did.
About 5 minutes
I didn't
before we
even
went live.
notice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, at least I'm being honest.
Yeah, I
I'm not bullshit about
read
it.
that as well.
Exactly.
I ignored that as well.
You know, I guess that's one of my biggest downfalls. I'm a very honest person, and sometimes, and I guess that comes hand in hand with you know, with some neurodivergent stuff. But like, I'm just kind of brutal and to the point. I'm just sort of like sometimes a little bit too much. But you know, when it comes to the stresses, it's just kind of it. It's part of the package deal, right? And you kind of need to adapt and adapt on the fly, on the go. And you know, it can be stressful. Sometimes it can ruin the whole mood for the entire stream, and you can't move past it. And you're like, guys, I'm gonna have to dip. You know, deuces. I can't do this tonight. And then you try again the next day. I mean, the worst thing that I ever do is, even if I'm not feeling good on the day, I still do the stream anyway.
Yep.
It's very rare that I cancel a stream because I'm just not feeling it. I have to really be feeling ill or just sleep deprived that I can't do it.
Yeah.
But most of the time I would go live in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And I'd have to mask the entire stream, and then when I come off, I kind of let it all out after I click end. And you know, it is what it is. It happens, you know. But yeah.
Yeah.
With that being said, I love it.
Yeah.
You know, and I love everything that it's brought me. You know, it's brought me a lot of things, friendships, for one. You know, it's brought a community. It's brought in some sort of income, and it's, you know, it's not amazing. Let me just stress that it's not the, you know, end all be all. Even if I made nothing from it, I'd still be doing it regardless. I'm not in it for the money, but like, you know, it's an added bonus that we all appreciate when it comes in.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I got a bit of money. That'll go soon, but you know, it's nice that it was there at least once. Yeah, I might print that out, maybe, until it goes on. I don't know, bills or a subscription service that shall not be named on here. Anyway, If you know,
Okay.
you know. Uh, not really.
You've put that out in the ethos now.
I don't really.
Hey, you can if you
Anymore.
want. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I just subscribe to my own just so I feel.
Feel like you're loved.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Oh,
go on. Sorry.
No, sorry. I just said
Oh, fair enough. Right.
Oh no. No, never mind.
No, I genuinely, I was like, I know I want to say it, I don't know how to say it. So I think we should start calling that at the end of the end of the show, peeps. Has anybody else got anything else to say?
No, but
no. It's like when it's like being a teacher in class, isn't it? It's like, anybody got anything else to say? No. Okay, no worries. Chat, have you got anything else to say? Yes. Come on, Anne.
Oh yeah, does chat have questions?
God, let's not get into that. Chat has a lot of questions. What is it? Do Freeski? What's your question? What are we doing another?
This actually gets asked after the show.
Another
You're letting
what?
out secrets.
Another
You're
what?
letting out secrets.
What? We haven't drew one again? God no. Oh. Sorry, Joe. Sorry, I thought
I see how this went.
Industry secrets are coming out.
Yeah. If you want to know more about StreamSeed, Atomic, where could they go if they wanted more StreamSeed content? Let's see if she remembers this.
Well, you can head over to YouTube. StreamSeed have a channel there. The VODs go up. You can obviously see the past VODs here if they're still on. And there's also Spotify for Doughnut Bites, which is our podcast. And it's generally a discussion about this last show we did on Creators of the Doughnut Table. It's a companion podcast. And to be fair, me and Quack usually just end up chatting bollocks, but it's hopefully entertaining for some people. So head over there and please check it out.
Right. I'm going to have to call this elephant out in the room. So, we don't post all the VODs. No, we don't. Do you know why? Because...
You know?
We missed a total of...
Some go, some do.
I think we missed a total of 4. Which was Johnny Beard, Legendary JL, Lady Doll, and someone else, and I can't remember who. The reason...
Is that because of you messing up your interwebs?
No, it wasn't the interwebs at all. It was just me. I had taken over the YouTubes, and I
just been lagging.
I just hadn't done it. So, as you know, I apologize. I do feel incredibly bad because Johnny Beard at the end of last year said how he wasn't in the waving picture that we posted. I don't know why, but he wasn't in it. So the fact that I've missed out on his VOD as well, I hope he doesn't notice, but Lady Doll has noticed. But maybe, just maybe, because 2025 now is fully booked, if you want to be a guest on the Doughnut Table, on Doughnut Table, all you have to do is chuck me a DM, or if you want to DM Atomic, I mean, she might not answer you, but I will. But yeah,
I'll answer. I always answer.
To be fair, you are pretty good. Apparently, though, I did read right at the top that Drew was very bad at replying. Someone said,
I'm very what?
Bad at replying.
I'm bad at bloody.
Oh, this was right at the start. Right at the start. Someone said you were very bad at replying to you. You're bad at replying. Can't remember what it was.
Who said I'm bad at replying?
I'm not.
Right, own up.
I'm not going through the chat. Like, that was me. There we go. Alison said it. Well done, Alison. GG's on you.
I'll have you know, I'm just extremely busy when you seem to message me. Okay? I get round to replying as soon as I possibly can. If you must know.
Anyway, so panelists, have we had a decent chat about our old anxiety and got a... Oh! No! Wait! Drew, wait. I have one final question for you before we leave.
If it's wrestling, I'm just going.
It's not wrestling. It's Mrs. Lippers.
Oh,
So,
Mr. Slippers.
so our illustrious leader Leon. I always like to pick on him because he doesn't create content in the slightest. Okay, so he has been creating some content, and he's noticed that his anxiety and stuff like that is not doing the best. So he goes, who's the best person to speak to about this? I know, Drew Nightmare. So for anybody like Mrs. Lippers who needs some advice, what advice would you give them?
For anxiety?
So just in general because we're talking about anxiety and panic attacks and stuff like that, like of how to look after yourself and stuff like that. Like, what would your best advice be?
Always listen to your head. And when I say that, I just mean, if you are struggling, go try and seek the help that you feel like you need, because sometimes people just kind of let it sit dormant, and going back to that whole bubbling thing, it can it can become overwhelming. Sometimes you get that feeling of I don't want to get help, because you don't want to be you don't want to burden things, or you just don't want to do medication. There are other alternatives, and stuff like that. But you can always, like I said, therapy, doing things that you enjoy, hanging out with friends. If you can't do that, seek the help that you really need. And the only person that can really help you is you. I've learned that a lot over the last few months, and without seeking the help, I wouldn't be in the place that I'm at right now. And I've had to really go out and seek that help to better myself. And do research as well, learning breathing techniques, fidget toys, getting some fresh air. I mean, I've been trying to get a bit of that the best I can, even if it's just sitting outside your house for a couple of minutes. Breath of fresh air can really help.
Yeah.
And don't feel alone, because reach out to people, because it can be very lonely at times. I felt very alone when it first started happening, but I reached out to a good few people in the last month, and talking about it does help. So don't stay quiet about it. Talk. People who want to support you, you won't be a burden to them at all. If they're truly your friends, they will listen, and they will be by your side through anything. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
There we go. And I couldn't think of a better way to end this. So Drew, thank you very, very much for being here today and taking the time.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure, and this is the first time me being back on Twitch, and I'm back, baby, in a month's time.
Yeah.
But I'm back, baby. Let's do this. Yeah.
Well, hold your thing for a second. Atomic, thank you very much for taking the time as well.
Thank you very much.
Would you like to look down the bar of your camera as we end this and give yourself a promo? Oh God, don't look that angry.
I got like every other word of that, but I'm
Just
guessing you're asking me to speak.
promo yourself.
Well, I have the Hungry Ghost Festival coming up, which is a showcase of like so many amazing games. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That is, let me make sure I get the right dates, or else I'm a bad promoter. I think the 6th until the 12th of September. So please check out any people who are covering the Hungry Ghost Festival, because there's so many amazing games in that. Some have actually already played when I was looking through the list, and I was like, oh wow. Also, some that are on my wish list, and I was like, oh, I'll put that one in my basket, please.
Fun
So
fact.
it's gonna be good.
Fun fact
Go
about
on.
that one was I had an email about that months and months and months ago, and I was like, horror, I'll message Chaotic, she is the queen of horror. And she went, I have no idea what this is. So I went, okay, fair enough. Left it, and now all of a sudden you're all like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
It's not all horror, but it is
Yes.
really, really good.
but I've had to message him now, going, I know the previous date of you told me of like the end of August. Can you reply by? I missed that a bit because it was in my spam. It wasn't. So now I'm just waiting for a reply now to see if they actually let me do it.
6 of 13.
So thanks for that. Anyway, yeah, Drew, this is your opportunity. Look down the barrel of your camera and give us a promo, the best you have. Give us Dusty Rhodes levels promo.
Damn, boy.
Thank you.
Yes, Drew Nightmare on pretty much everything: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, you name it, I am on there. I play wrestling-related content, horror games, story-based games like Clear Obscure, which we will be continuing in October, and also in October, a little exclusive when I come back. The first stream that I'll do, I'll be playing the new Silent Hill game. Ooh, yeah, get ready for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But another thing I did want to plug, because I've been trying to get back into it recently, is my music. Ellis Drew Music on Instagram and on TikTok. I'm trying to do more vocal stuff again. So if you guys want to listen to that, if that's kind of your vibe, please go check it out. I've been doing covers a lot, and I want to try and make more music in the future. So yeah, and also KVW, my wrestling promotion, will be coming back. When it comes back, it will be a pay-per-view. And an exclusive I can give right here. It will be KVW versus WWE. It will be the biggest crossover event of the century. KV Superstars will be going up against the world of WWE in a universe versus universe collision. Multiverse of madness is basically what it is. But yes, but back onto the music. Please check it out. I want to try and get more done with that, and I believe I'll be booked for a charity gig Christmas time, which is interesting. The first time I've done anything live in a good number of years. So yeah, more about that in the future. But yeah, Ellis Drew Music on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't checked those out.
And I've been Quack My Panda, and I do QWC, which is my wrestling promotion. I do have KVW. Well, I don't have things, but I have his brand on it, and I'm doing a storyline where he's trying to take over my promotion. Bastard.
I'm gonna take over.
Yeah. You got Roman Reigns in your team. You got Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, I do.
Bastard. And
nice how that worked out.
And Atomic has got The Undertaker. Hopefully defeat Logan Paul for the world title.
Drew's villain arc.
It better do. What the fuck?
Well, we will see, won't we?
Since when, in what universe would Logan Paul defeat The Undertaker? Really? Come on.
You mean
in what universe?
The Maverick that is Logan Paul.
The douchebag.
Or as Ginger Viking calls him, the Mav Dick. Anyway, right. This is the end of the show, guys, where everyone, well, where you pay now, have to look at the camera and wave. I used to say we did this for Twitter, but we don't do it anymore. But I need to finish. We don't raid out because Ross doesn't like raiding out. Everyone, you've been fantastic in the chat. If you want to hear from more on what we talk about with Drew and anxiety, go over to Spotify, where we will be releasing Doughnut Bites next week. And until then, everyone, I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Who's 2 weeks? Oh, yeah, I know it's 2 weeks' time. We're going to be talking about the life of YouTube in 2 weeks' time. So, yeah, everyone. All right, Drew, Atomic, you need to wave now, and I need to watch my stream to catch up with this. So, everyone, we will see you in 2 weeks' time. I'm using the wrong hand. I got to